Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of UHS Presents. I'm your host Sarah. With me as per the usual is Lori.
Hey,
How we doing?
like I said, feeling unnatural right now.
Yeah, everybody look, Lori's wearing something with color. I I talked her into let's do a pink for breast cancer awareness episode. And that actually required us purchasing a new piece of clothing, and by we I mean her because I already have pink stuff.
Yeah, everything 98%. I mean, yeah, 98% of everything I have is black, which makes it really hard to find shit, by the way. Like when you have a folded pile of clothing. But I
Yeah,
was able to find this shirt very easily in my pile of clothing.
it should be good for finding in the future. Yeah, yeah. And like that one's gonna go with a lot of stuff because you can put other stuff over it. Like you can put a black sweater over it if you want just to pop a color. Like it's got functionality.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And it was kind of, I guess we can show it off the bat, but we're also doing, I guess, our own shirt for breast cancer month, and it's just the UHS shirt, but the H is
yeah,
pink.
let's have a look at it.
And
I got a picture.
if you guys don't already have this shirt, you should get it. All of the proceeds are just going to go to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, BCRF. Um, so yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
you
put
can
the
you can
ticker right
flex too.
there. Yeah, if
And
you
yeah,
would like to.
UHC.com/merch.
Yes, if you want it, there it is. Let's do it. And yeah, we would have gotten those shirts for this episode, but like that wasn't gonna happen. It's not fast enough. We couldn't
Couldn't
do
get them
it.
fast enough.
Cause
Yeah.
see, the thing of it is that when we get ideas, they're usually like the day of the thing, you know. So like this was pretty good. I thought we planned it out because I had this idea, enough of an idea to say, hey Lori, let's do something this, and then we had time to like prepare a little bit. But normally, no,
Yeah,
we
no,
don't
I wouldn't
we
have
don't
had
do
any
that.
pink.
Yeah,
I don't know what I would have done.
yeah, we don't do that. We don't do this planning shit around here. Nah, planning's for noobs.
You're
Um,
right.
J-Man's here. He says, "What's up, Sarah and Lori?" J-Man is in the Unlikely Heroes house, and Fish is here,
J-Man.
and says, "What's up,
Yeah.
guys?" And thanks for joining us. Um, shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, news. Do we have any UHS news, or is it all like just go watch last week's episode? No, we don't
Um,
because we have news for tomorrow, don't we?
right.
We're doing shit tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow's the MISS MEDUSA'S Monstrous Menagerie issue 2 launch. Where there's going to be costumes. I'm not going to spoil anything. So you guys should come tune in and watch us make fools of ourselves. It should be great.
I'm not making a fool of myself. I have no shame, so how can I be a fool?
So there you go. That's,
I
I
have
need to embrace that attitude.
I just have to be gross. Like I have a piece of cat hair in my mouth and I cannot get it out.
It's
I'm fine.
Sarah,
Everything's fine. This has been a great day,
everything's
let me
fine.
tell you.
Sarah's fine, guys. Yeah, so we're gonna launch that tomorrow. Rumor has it that Matt, Frank, and Paul are both gonna be on the stream, or at least the voice of Paul or the ceiling fan. I'm not sure exactly what the
We're not sure if
logistics
it's
are,
going to
but
be Paul Hanley or Paul Fanley, but it's rumored
right.
that a Paul is going to show up.
Yes. So bring all of your burning questions about Medusa and that kind of thing. He's also doing some sketch covers again. So, and those are going to be super, super, super limited. So if you want him to do another, because he does sketch, like, I don't know why we're even calling them sketch covers at this point. Like he does full color pieces in marker and covers the entire cover with colors.
Yeah,
So
that's not
sketch.
I don't like these artists and their ideas for the sketches.
I
It's
do,
not
like, like Jim Lee's doing like 4 lines in a scribble and signing it for $200, and we're like, yeah, sketch cover, complete full color
just,
markers, whatever. Like, it's
yeah,
fine.
I don't know. Man.
And then Surgeon 5, they sent me the proofs, so hopefully they're in production this week. Um, and then, yeah, in terms of Stan's art book, I've had a couple of people ask about the sketches and the book plates, and we're kind of waiting. Rush is still kind of not great. It's still iffy if you go to certain places and you're a dude, whether they'll just grab you off the street and draft you. So we haven't pushed him about mailing anything yet. Hopefully stuff will clear up there and we'll get rid of some people over there and there won't be any more problems soon. But
Yeah, like, as much as we want to get you your sketches, and Stan totally wants to get you your sketches too, like, that's not the problem, but we're more concerned about making sure Stan stays as safe as possible before before that, like,
yeah,
it's like, Stan stays safe, and then get your sketches.
yeah,
Just
we
slightly
don't
below.
want him to get drafted. If he
No.
gets drafted, you're not getting any art. So-
Right. Yeah, it'll be either you have to wait a little longer, or you don't ever get it. And one is definitely better than the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. But, I mean, everything is still okay for now. So, hopefully, this awful mess, this horrible nonsense, like, it's just, correct me if I'm wrong, this whole thing seems like just a big old dick swinging contest. And it's not even like, it's like somebody who wants to swing his dick and somebody who, it's like a woman who gets unsolicited dick pics. Oh my god, I just realized that. This war
Putin
is
sending
Putin's
his
unsolicited dick pics to Ukraine.
It really
Ugh.
is. It is.
He's like, and there's just, we can't just send those pictures straight to the cops, so.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, fingers crossed for that to end soon, and with the the side of right being on the victorious side. Like, I don't even know half of what's going on, but I know enough to know that there's definitely a good guy and a bad guy in this situation.
Yeah, and most of the Russian people don't agree with what Putin's doing, and they're leaving Russia and all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah, it's not a great time to be Russian right now. Of course, that can be said of a lot of countries, can't it? Our own included.
right.
Oh shit.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian, thanks for joining us. Brian, how can you keep up with the show? Or how are we keeping up with? I have the memory of actually, I just read
confused.
a thing about goldfish having actually pretty good memories, so I actually have a worse memory than a goldfish.
Maybe fruit
like
fly.
shiny, distracting things. If you're talking about keeping up with us, dude, I don't keep up with me, so. And Lori's Lori's usually everybody's brains, but like, she's very busy and she can't be everybody's brains right now. So it's been a process. Also, hey, can you see this? Can you see this shit? I can't make the camera focus. That is a cat.
Yeah.
The cat did that to me. Guess which cat it was? It was Bob. Spoiler alert, it was Bob. Bob Scratch. He was just sleeping on my arm. And he just, I don't know if he was dreaming or something, but he started kicking the shit out of me and scratched the hell out of my hand. Oh, yeah, Brian said I was waiting on the Facebook notification. Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
We put it up, and
I would recommend going to twitch.tv/Agents of Geekdom, because that's where we are now. We are members of the Agents of Geekdom network, and that, like, Twitch is actually pretty good about sending, like, you actually get the notifications, so... If you don't have the Twitch app, that's what I recommend. Because Facebook
just
sucks.
screws us over. Like, we put it up and it won't even show up on Facebook. Like, let alone give notifications. It's not even there. It's really weird.
Yeah, and now the whole, like, the way that we schedule these things with our StreamYard intermediary app thingy, it doesn't even do the notification thing like it used to. Excuse me, they changed it so that now it creates an event, and you have to go actually say that you want to attend the event, and then you'll get... I'm not sure. But yeah, like, Twitch is just better. Or YouTube. But either one. They're both Agents of Geekdom, I think. But Twitch is the best. So, anyway, let's move on to what we're doing tonight, what our main event is for tonight. which is we are talking to Malachi Bailey about her. So why don't we just bring on the guy? I had a thought in my head. It came on here, and it was right there, and then it just went away right as I was in the middle of the sentence.
You should have just said him, because he's talking about her.
Duh. That
We're
was
gonna bring on him.
That wasn't what I was thinking either. So that was a huge missed opportunity. I feel like an asshole now.
Okay, Sarah. Lori, thanks for having me on the show. You guys had me cracking up in the back room, so yeah, keep it coming.
Oh, we try.
Since we're talking about Breast Cancer Month, I regret that I don't have any pink shirts, but I hope the one that I have on now is at least somewhat helpful.
He lives in Africa. Nice.
I love it.
So we'll just say that I'm pink on the inside. I don't know.
No, that totally counts.
Right?
Yeah, well, and that's like we were saying before the show. It's her. Like we're still talking about a woman. She still has the women's issues in mind. So even though it's not we aren't exactly themed like her, we're still like women in general. So it still works.
It
works,
right?
I hope so. I hope so. But now you have me thinking so she is immortal, obviously. But does she still have her cycle? I never thought about that before.
Is that like how Olympic athletes, when they train, they end up with that amenorrhea stuff where they stop having their cycle? I wonder if that's...
So when you're immortal, you just...
That was some of my insides. Why are you concerned with my insides? So anyway...
We weren't talking about Malachi's insides. We were talking about her insides.
Yeah. So let's not make this any more weirder.
Well, I mean, that's an interesting question for all superhero women, though, isn't it? Do they have a regular menstrual cycle? I'm curious now. Do you think Stan Lee ever covered that in any of his material?
Probably not. I don't think he did.
I'm gonna assume not, but maybe.
Well, maybe Gail Simone. Maybe she covered it.
Ooh, yeah. We should at her and see.
I'm positive she has an answer. She has.
Yes.
Yeah, and who else would we? That's obviously she's the best person to ask. But at this point, I think.
What about Devin Grayson? We could ask her as well.
Yes.
I don't, and that's sad because there's not a lot of women who are doing comic books. So it's like I only can think of 2 people in this moment. Who else? That is so sad.
Yeah, writer-wise, there's not a lot of.
No.
Yeah.
I can't think of a lot. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, if there's any indie comics creators, female indie comics creators watching right now, let us know your thoughts. We're curious. I want to know. Most characters don't even crap in comics, so I think it's safe to say you never touched them. That's fair. That's very fair. Which, I mean, if having normally when I think about superpowers, I think that there's enough downsides that I don't want them, but not having to go pee 1,000 times a day, if that's one of the actual side effects of having superpowers, I want it could be in shitty superpower too. It can just be like Professor X, just that's all it is, and I don't care. I'll take a shitty superpower if it means I don't have to go to the bathroom anymore.
But Barry Allen, everything's sped up, so he must have to pee, a lot of the time, right?
Oh man.
Does he pee faster too though? Can he pee?
Does it burn?
Right. Guys.
I don't know.
We're asking the tough questions tonight.
I don't know how I got in this tangent, but I don't mind it because
it was kind of your fault, to be fair. Sorry. But I mean, okay, so Mike said he's gonna add it to vigilance. So that's I'm curious, we want to know how you are tasteful with that. I'm waiting for the next issue now.
Everyone.
Oh, so everybody passes. Oh.
Oh, they probably.
But would it just? Would it just be like a little sprinkle though because he's going so fast?
It'd probably be like hot, like scalding water, I would imagine.
And
Like
just,
burnt tip.
evaporate immediately?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If he's going fast enough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
does it just instantly evaporate?
Yeah, it must be like some type of like mist, like when you get the
Yeah, like how the dry ice goes straight from solid to gas. Yeah, whatever that's got a word. It's called something, but I can't remember it.
Guys,
You really did. Hey, Dantes. That's now I low-key want to do this story, and so maybe I'll do a short story about bodily functions and stuff regarding
superheroes, right?
We could just make a whole elsewhere just of superheroes and how they go to the bathroom. Like,
We need to,
let's just have elsewhere themed, like just bathroom theme, and that's we're treading some interest. That's a fine line there.
See, that's an interesting thought, Natika, because like maybe like their suits are just like their suits work like that. Like their suits are.
Yeah, they wick sweat. They wick sweat, so maybe they wick other bodily fluids.
Or
But what about a number 2?
Do you remember how they had the suits on and it conserved the water and it recycled with tears and sweat? So maybe it does the same thing, with the urine for superhero costumes.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe if they get diarrhea, maybe that's also recycled for further use. I don't know, Brian. You know how I am.
I mean, eventually we'll get to talking about why we came here tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We
just had to take that little scenic route, that little detour, and you guys had to come with us because you chose to watch this. I mean, I don't want to be the bad guy here, Brian, but you did decide to watch, so you have the power. So, yeah, let's talk about her. So, why don't you just give us your elevator pitch for her?
Okay, so her is an immortal African woman who's been around since the beginning of time. She's from the first tribe, also referred to as the Wandering Children. She is reincarnated with each life. Sometimes she has a different face, a different skill set, and sometimes a special super ability. So when she is reincarnated into her current life, she doesn't know who she is. So that's a problem because she has enemies who are just as old as she is, and they want her dead permanently. So that was pretty much the theme, or the story for the first 2 novels that I had written in the last 6 years. So when Brian was gracious enough to extend the invite to join Wingless, we agreed on doing a ongoing series, about her, and she is now living in San Francisco, getting acclimated to a world that has forgotten her. She's still learning how to use iPhones, and she's obsessed with reality TV because it's so different. Junk food is always, a pet peeve. Well, not a pet peeve, but it's always like something that we should avoid. But with her, it's like, hey, I am a superhuman. I have these special abilities. I'm gonna eat what I want. So, I'm gonna do it. So that's where we start off with the series for through Wingless, and this is actually the first Kickstarter for her. So we launched last week on the 11th, and we got funded within the first 6 hours, which was really cool.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, right now, we are about $70 shy of hitting 6K. So it's been a whirlwind of of emotions, and just gratitude, and just like having nerves. It's all that brought together, but it's a great ride.
So our goal for by the end of this show is let's get it to 6,000, right? That's what we want to do.
I wasn't going to say nothing, but I mean, we can do that.
We can do it. So, let's just go ahead and have a look at the actual thing here.
I have been waiting for this to be.
I know.
I have both the novels, and I've been bothering Malachi about this for a year and a half. I think a stupid amount of time.
Let me see if I can make this better. I'm having a time. This is fun.
It's okay.
It's different every damn time. So there we go.
Oh, there we
And
You gotta stretch it out.
there it is. There.
Yeah.
To do it. There we go. Okay. So yeah. I know that like Lori keeps telling me I gotta read this stuff, and I haven't yet because I know enough about it to be dangerous. You know, I can like give somebody a horribly inaccurate description of what this whole series is about. But I've been very interested in reading it too, so I've been waiting for this kind of opportunity to come get it.
It took a while,
So-
but we're here, and I'm relieved. I'm nervous. I'm excited. But it took us a long time to get here, but the day has come. We can do it.
Yeah. So yeah, you are like we got the 920. I don't know what 1,000 minus 923 is, but that's how many dollars we need to get by the end of the show.
77.
We got like
77. At
I don't-
least 77.
Yeah.
we can do that, right? That's
Come on,
like
guys.
let's look at the some of the art here
Yeah,
because
so,
I've seen plenty of that and it's all gorgeous.
thank you. Yeah,
So
do you
does
know,
she have water-related powers? Is that
Yes. So for this particular reincarnation, she's a hydrokinetic elemental. What I've touched on in the previous books is that with each life, she does have a different power. I don't want to spoil the second novel because I know you have it, Lori, but I don't lock her with just one power for the last, I don't know, 100 lifetimes. There's always something different. So for this one, I decided to give her, the water manipulation because the start of the first novel, she's actually drowning. So she acquires the ability to survive drowning, and so that's a power that she has kept for wingless. She really is Natika, and I love you for it, and I appreciate the support. But her, she is definitely our water elemental. I don't have any plans of changing that in the near future because I'm enjoying it. I'm doing my research as well because I want to show during the course of the series, her her ability to become better at it. She's going to become a master at water manipulation, and of course, visually, it'll look cool as fuck. So I'm ready for
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
pace myself.
I was getting a very just looking at the pictures, just looking at the art that you were posting for the Kickstarter. I was getting a very like modern day Katara vibe out of the
Mhm.
whole thing, and so I was like, "Ooh, this is gonna be good." Yeah, and
Thank
it
you.
all, yeah, it's beautiful.
So I was fortunate and blessed, I would say, due to my team. Do you know Gore? He has been such a tremendous help in the last, I want to say, almost 2 years. Last year, he did a pinup for me. The first pinup was Storm, Vixen, and of course her. So he did that first. I was want to say that was maybe January last year. He did some more work for us, and I asked him if he wanted to, be the actual artist for the Her series, and he jumped at the chance, and I was glad that he jumped because I was like, I want to jump too. Um, then
Yeah.
it's a lot of jumping. So he's been, working on this series, putting a lot of hard work into it. So he did the cover and he did the actual interior art. But the one that you see before you is from Cy Rodriguez. Now, Laura, you may remember the first her pinup from like 2 years ago when she has the armor on. And so I hit him up recently. I was like, listen, I kind of want you back. And by kinda, I mean, I definitely want you back to do another piece. I said, I'm thinking we could do the same exact, uh, duplication of what you did before. But then I thought about it. I was like, nah, because we already had that image. So it could be similar, but this time I want her in her actual costume. And he was like, okay, I can do that. When's the deadline? This is what I need from you, and vice versa. So when he showed me this, like he was giving me the blow by blow process, and I was just stunned. Like even the sketches were gorgeous, and it was just like, okay, I'm salivating, my hands were shaking, and I may piss myself, but don't stop on my account. So, so he finished it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's like you guys know how it is when you have that connection with an artist, and like they could like read your mind, and you have that like that symbiotic bond or whatever. But when he did this, I fell in love. Um, I think I'm glad that I showed my brother because he's also a huge supporter, and he picked out something that I didn't notice initially, and he was like, "Malachi, look at her hair," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm looking at it. It's cute, it's caught in the wind." He said, "No, look at it. It's like octopus tentacles." And I'm like, I said, "You're right," and it ties in with the whole nautical theme. So when I hit up Sai, I was like, "Hey, so the hair." Octopus? He said, actually, yes, it's an octopus. So um, I loved the attention to detail, something that was hidden in plain sight. So I'm glad that they were able to make this happen. So obviously, I wanted to make this the alternate cover, and I also wanted to make it a hollow foil cover as well because how can you not have this presented in the best way possible? So we have that as a tier, the hollow foil, the alternate cover, and I personally, I just kind of want to just like I'm waiting for that pin up so I can just put it on my wall.
Yeah, like a large form. Like this image is perfect to me. Like
Mhm.
it's an instant buy. Like you see it and you're like, this is, she's powerful, she's
Mhm.
awesome, her hair is amazing, the water is amazing. Like
Just
I
do it.
love it.
It's fabulous. It's fantastic.
No,
Yeah.
no, Brian he's probably going to correct me because Brian being Brian. So my colorist, I say Nimesh, he says Nimish, and I'm hoping one day he can correct us. But Nimesh has been an incredible colorist. Like he does things that I didn't even think about, you know. And I was so pleased with the artwork and the colors he did for issue number one. Like I cannot wait to show you guys because I was like screaming internally, of course. And actually, it wasn't internally. It slipped out, and it was an actual screen with rafters. He is just. I'm just very fortunate to have them. I'm fortunate they wanted to work on a project. I'm fortunate that Wingless provides me this platform. Thanks, Dantes. They provides me with this platform to tell this story, to show off my child, who is chronologically older than me. Um, I'm just excited to finally, show you guys what I can do. I want to show you guys what her can do in a comic book setting. Um, I'm already thinking about the second Kickstarter, so it's like,
Yes.
it's just like my mind. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. There's a meme, and it says, a writer's mind is like a computer with all these browser tabs open, and they're all active, and some of them says not responding, and some is like still going on. Like that's, I felt seen when I came across that particular meme because that's me. Like I'm always thinking about what I want to do next. How I want to be better the next time around.
Yeah. Oh man.
Sounds
I was gonna
accurate.
say too, having a good colorist on this book is extra important because of the
Mhm.
water. Because like
Yeah.
coloring water well is a
Mm.
skill. Like it's not, and not everyone can do it. And it's got to be dynamic, and it is. And I'm so excited.
I loved how, hey Quentin, I loved how Nimesh put such detail to the water. Like you could tell that it's water. Like you see the water bubbles. It looks cool. It looks refreshing. Like you could actually, like you seem like you could put a cup against the screen and pull it back, and it's full of water. Um,
Yes.
I loved it. Sometimes you see other artists or colorists. They can still color the water, but it doesn't make you want to take up your clothes and go skinny dipping in the page.
Exactly.
Did I
Yes.
make it weird again? Maybe just a little.
You need to start promoting the book that way. Makes you want to take off your clothes and go skinny dipping in the page
You
or
know what,
something.
Lori? You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Did you just see the wheels start turning there?
Yeah.
When you said that, I saw the wheels.
You guys know that, when on Facebook, I could be a little spicy with my memes. So I always gotta like think about, okay, is this appropriate? Because a lot of the nastier memes, that's DMs or whatever that I send to my friends. So I have to be careful with the when I'm marketing. Before we started today's show, I hit up Sarah. I was like, "Hey, look what I just made," and it was okay. So, Lori, I don't know if you've seen the Halloween candy memes. It's like, "Hey, parents, be careful when opening your
Yeah.
kids' candy." So I stumbled upon it earlier today, because you guys may be familiar with the late and great drag queen Divine. So I followed his page, and they actually had like that meme, but they had a drag queen reading to kids coming out the Twix bar, and I was like, that is hysterical. So then,
I can. I've got that. I've got that one locked and loaded for you now. So you finish what you're saying, and I'll
yeah,
show everybody what you're talking about because
yeah, cool.
it's appropriate enough for our very not appropriate show.
It's definitely PG-13 for me, not. But then I saw on my friend Dennis, his page, he had another one, but I think don't beat me because I'm not like a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but I think it had like Sauron, like the eyeball was coming out the Twix. So I said, so it's time for you to do a her version of this Halloween candy. So I did.
And
There we go.
very appropriate. Yes.
I don't know what's
Watch
wrong.
out.
Yeah. You know, you gotta run it through the scanner before you let them eat it. This is
I like that so much better though than all the oh yeah, people are putting meth and ecstasy inside your kids' candy. Like
Yeah, it's like stop it.
no one has the money for that.
Yeah,
No
it's
one's
like
just
people
giving
who
your kids free drugs.
yeah, people who actually believe that's happening have never have zero concept of never known anybody. You've never tried to purchase that stuff yourself. You've never known anybody who's tried no. It's I mean, go to a dispensary sometime and tell me if you think that you're gonna be putting any CBD gummies into your kids
No.
into no, that shit is expensive.
It's
No.
like $100 expensive.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even get one gummy for less than a few. Like, you have to pay dollars, not cents. You have to pay several dollars for one.
Every paycheck.
It ain't, nobody is doing that.
That being said, if you want to get her, it's cheaper than drugs. So you should
It is.
Much, yeah. Yeah.
It's cheaper than drugs. I love it.
So much cheaper, yeah. This is value conscious. So, okay. Ooh, there's some of that water we were talking about.
You just want to dive in. Get your feet wet, Just like her.
It looks cooler than like actual water. Of course, in my defense, I haven't been to the ocean in a long time,
Me either.
so I'm sure it's much prettier than I remember. But like this is pretty as fuck.
I love how you did the sun, and if you look, you see the clouds. It looks like a Bob Ross painting, but for wingless.
Yes. Yeah. If there was a live action her, who would you cast?
So before she became famous, there was an actress that I was obsessed with. She was my girl crush going back to when I was writing the first novel, and I saw her in Mad Men at first. I'm like, okay, she looks, she's pretty, and her name is Tenora Paris. I said she would be really cool, and so I'd used her a lot in the beginning when I was doing commissions, about 5-6 years ago, and because I love her hair, she has a beautiful smile. She's just a natural beauty. And then Marvel was like, "Hey, so Malachi, we're gonna take her from you. She's gonna be Monica Rambeau, so you can't have her no more because we're actually paying her. We're paying her mortgage."
God damn it.
But I would love for her. So initially Tenora Paris, and I don't know if you guys have seen the TV show on Amazon Prime called Them. and it's a hard watch. But it's about a black family that moves to Compton in the 50s, and they have to deal with all kinds of monsters, whether it's racism or actual monsters. But the actress who played the mother, shit, what was her name?
I know who you're talking about, and I can't remember her name.
Because to me, I just think she's so stunning. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Film show. I like her name is Anna.
It's so nice being able to do these at the computer so that when we come up with one of those questions, we're just like, I'm gonna Google it quick. It's so nice.
Because I watched the first couple episodes and it was too much for me initially. Like I know that I want to go back to it. I know that it's something that I need to finish. But just based on her name is not even Anna, not even close. Her name is Deborah Arinde, I want to say. Let me see if I can find because she, like, when I see her, I'm like, wow, can I just stare at you and be, make it awkward? Oh no, I'll send it to you guys. Because I love her face.
Oh yeah, she has the perfect face shape.
Right?
For this. And her hair too is amazing. Yeah.
So I used her look in the last year or so. Thanks, Natika. I just think she's stunning. So I would love for her to play, her, if and when the show /TV movie ever happens. And it was another person too. I wanted to say.
I am so jealous of her cheekbones. I keep scrolling and I'm
right?
like,
she's just gorgeous. Like,
they're at the fucking moon. Look at her. Her cheekbones are amazing.
Yeah, I mean, she's just amazing. Like, I love her so much. So I would be honored to have her. Oh, I know the other person I would love to have her play her. Did you guys ever watch Titans on HBO Max?
Yes,
HBO Max.
Okay. So the actress who played Starfire, Anna Diop.
Yes,
she's another person that I would die to have, play her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, make a movie. Come on. Where's Netflix? Where are you?
Part of Friends. There's so much I want to do, Laurie. There's so much that I have planned. I do want to get the hardcover versions of the novels out there. Of course, I want to, continue with the comic book because I have so many story arcs that I want to do, and of course, the crossover stuff that we're still planning, amongst the team. But yes, a movie /TV show would probably send me to an early grave.
Yeah, but she's iconic. She deserves it. Like, we need it. Let's make it happen. Come on.
I mean, these Netflix and all the big movie people, they are missing a huge pool of talent by not diving into the indie scene a little bit here, because look at this, look at her, we have a couple of titles that would make amazing shows or movies. Mm-hmm. Every single creator that I can think of, actually, every single indie creator I can think of has at least one or two that would make an amazing movie or an amazing series. And these people at Netflix and Amazon they're not coming. What are you doing, guys? Come on.
And Netflix is kind of
really easy to get a hold of too.
Yeah, our social media is very accessible. But if you look at Netflix, they have this disturbing trend of canceling shows after the first season, and the shows are kick ass. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Remember Fox and how Fox loved to cancel shows before they were done? You don't cancel it when it's just getting good. It's Netflix is maybe they hired the Fox people and now.
I couldn't believe it when Neil Gaiman was on Twitter and he was like, guys, you need to watch Sandman a couple of times because we might not get another season. And how?
I know.
How?
Yeah. And they're talking about how the response in America wasn't even that good compared to the response overseas. Every other country was And I'm like, really? Because people lost their fucking minds over that show. It's an amazing show. I don't, yeah.
I mean, but it's like,
Get
you
over
got
it.
money, like, just do it.
Yeah. The fuck are you gonna do with that money if you don't make it the shows? Like,
I need that as my fix. Like, I loved watching Sandman. Like, I loved, like, the updates they made to make it more contemporary. Because
Yes.
part of the story was still untouched. It was still timeless. And for me, I've been a huge Sandman fan now for 15 years. Like, I got the books, and for me to finally see it on the screen, like, there were some things that I wasn't crazy about. Like, so Desire and Despair. Like, I was not a fan of Despair. And I'm like, I said, why isn't she naked? Why isn't she sitting there, with, no clothes on and looking crazy? But instead they had her wearing Crocs. And I was like, well, I don't know. So my brother was like, Malachi, it's the same thing. She's wearing Crocs. That's still.
I had a problem with Despair being an obese woman who was not, like, she was overweight and she wasn't keeping up on her appearance, and like, y'all are contributing to the reason why people think that fat people, like the society at large, they don't think that fat people are smart or keep good hygiene or they have any ambitions. It's like, that's not how it is. And I'm a little sensitive about that because I myself am a little bit fat, so that was my problem.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
That was my problem with it. It's like, despair is found in people of all shapes and sizes. You did not have to jump straight to the fat lady stereotype. You could have gotten literally anyone, literally anybody else, and God forbid you make one of the more desirable characters in the show be a fat woman, because there are so many very beautiful plus-sized actresses out there that could have played much, make. I'm torn because I'm like, make Desire a fat woman, but like the actor who played Desire was really good, so I don't know if I want to change that.
Desire in this case was very good. Death was perfect, and like, I want a series that's just Death.
Oh man, that would get to be a hard show to watch, but also a very
yes,
it would be a difficult show to watch, but then it would also be a very rewarding show to watch if they did it right. And and it's Neil's show, so yeah, well,
I mean,
I think they might have done that in an episode of Supernatural, actually.
Well, see, the Supernatural, like, I thoroughly enjoyed that series. I only stopped watching it because I got tired of it. I was like, you guys are still going on like 10 seasons later. So, like, it didn't take away from what they were doing. I did watch The Winchesters last week, and I was kind of like, they're nice eye candy, the parents, I look at them. But to me, it didn't have that same, like, charm, that the original series had. There was something about the pilot of Supernatural back in 2005 that drew you in, because it was moody, it was mysterious, and
really intense.
It was very intense. And then the way it ends with the girl on the ceiling, and it's like you died the same way the mother died. So, they had a lot of that going on in the first episode.
They're probably, it kind of sounds like maybe, because I haven't watched The Winchesters yet, and it sounds like maybe they were being cautious because they were afraid of fucking up the franchise, whereas the Supernatural premiere didn't have anything to lose by doing it. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it though.
It's still cute. It'll pass the time. But what can you do? Is like something that I'm learning, that I can't get too emotionally invested, in TV shows, in comic books, because when it comes down to it, it's like Malachi Bailey does not have any stock in these companies. I do not own these characters. These are not my stories. I enjoy it for what it's meant to be, but let me focus on my own shit. Let me focus on my own stories that I could do pretty much anything I want.
Is that really your full name?
It is.
Each individual name. of yours is cooler than my whole name. Like, my whole name is garbage, and your every single, like, your first and your middle and your last, and they're all better.
Your name is not garbage. Just stop it.
There are so many, like, Sarah White is such a boring name. There's, like, literally 5 in the state that I live in. So, like, there was one that we kept, like, lived in one or two towns over, and I kept getting her mail. That's how common that, like, they didn't even know which one's who.
I'm glad I didn't have to encounter that. Yes, Brian, it was you. So anyway, I was talking to I went to get my eye exam the other day. So I met this lovely young lady, and she was discussing my name. I'm like, yeah, my name is Malachi, and no, it was yesterday. So she was like, she said it correctly. And that is so unusual because I've been called everything under the sun. Malachi has been a common mispronunciation of my name since I was a baby. Malachi and Malachi were the top 2. As I got older, when I got into customer service, the call centers, I was called Malikali. I was called Halifax, Valentine, Bob Jordan, true story. So I'm like, I think a part of me is like dead to it. Like I'm desensitized until someone says it incorrectly. So, but yeah,
maybe I saw it somewhere or heard it somewhere before, but like it never occurred to me to ask you what the pronunciation of your name was because I knew it from reading it. So I must have learned it before, maybe. I don't know.
Or you probably saw Children of the Corn.
That's true. I did see Children of the Corn. Oh shit, that might be why, man.
Yeah, but even though his name is spelled differently, and I'm not a tall white ginger, I'm quite
right.
That's probably a good thing, though.
Yeah.
Is that deliberate though? Like, are people doing that deliberately? Because I can't imagine not just asking someone how it's pronounced if I really don't know.
I'll put it this way. Having dealt with most of it during my customer service days, when people call, when they call the call center and they get that rep on the phone, they want to get off the phone, and they'll say, hey, what's your name? My name is Malachi. What? Malachi. Anyway, here's my account number. So you get that a lot. They don't care, which is fine because I don't care about their account either. So do you want to pay the water bill, get the water reconnected, or you want to sit there stewing in your nastiness for the next 2 days? I mean, I'm going to go home to water. I don't know about you. So it can go both ways. But yeah, normally when I would have customers call in and they didn't understand, or didn't care to understand how to say my name, I never took it personally because it's like, I don't know this person. I will never meet you, especially if it was a national call center. I'm like, I don't care. You're calling me because you need my help. You need to get your service turned back on for your phone or pay your NC Quick Pass or whatever. So I am unbothered by that.
I can understand Malachi because there is an H in there, but all the other ones just seem
they were just
like Natika said, like lazy. They're lazy.
Valentine. I'm like, I did not say Valentine. They go, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, you're not. But what do you want?
I'll give them that over the phone maybe because phone calls suck. Like people have fucked up my name over the phone too. So and I have a very common name as we already said. So.
And I have even though I've lived in the DMV, in Virginia for 5 years, like I'm a New Yorker, and so my accent has not gone away at all. So if I am animated or if I'm frustrated or whatever, like my accent comes back and it's thicker. So sometimes people were like, oh, can you repeat that? And you get a slight attitude. It's like, I already said my fucking name.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably talk a little bit more about this Kickstarter here because we're running out of time. But let's scroll through some of the stuff that you can get if you back this campaign. So obviously, you get the books. There's books galore. But also, this gorgeous little shirt here. I love this logo. And I am a graphic designer, I am a nerd, and I am constantly pointing out, I'm a nerd about graphic design, I'm constantly pointing out shitty logos, and this is not a shitty logo. This is a very nice logo. So I appreciate this shirt, because a good logo, you should be able to very easily slap onto a shirt, with no need to edit. And this one goes on there perfect. No edits needed. And yeah, and I'm kind of digging the Funko. I'm not a Funko collector, but I'm digging the whole custom Funko thing. And it makes me want to try and like think up a way we could put a spin on that for ourselves. But at this point, it's just stealing. Like it's just stealing the idea. But
it's what we do.
All right, so. But yeah, okay. So and then we are here to the pinups, which are beautiful. I really that one the with the hair. Oh, that one's so good.
I love her hair.
Yeah.
I wanted to point out, if you guys are looking for the campaign, if you're on a phone, and it's, first of all, we should link it in the comments, by the way.
Yes.
But if you're
Let me just go ahead and do that now.
If you're searching for it on Kickstarter, the fastest way to find it is actually to search Malachi and not her, because her is in a lot of project names. So if you search Malachi's name, and we also just put the link in the comments, you can, because I want to get him over 6,000, please. Somebody.
Please, thank you.
Thing. Yes, I want to put in my pledge too, so like that's technically not going to be during the show, but like it'll be because the show adjacent, so close enough. But yeah. So okay, yeah, we don't care about the team, do we?
So right? It's just Malachi. Fuck everybody else. It's fine.
And Brad Knapp. Brian Bats J. Lambert.
That's his actual middle name. It's Bats.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
Look at Laura's face. She's like, what?
I'm waiting for Brian to say something in the
Me
comments.
Too.
Bated breath.
So you can get both novels, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's find
So
out.
I decided when I was building the Kickstarter, to make it kind of stand out too, because I realized that, my journey, into, indie comics is a little different from other people. I started off doing novels, and you guys can enjoy reading the first issue and seeing her in costume and, doing her thing, but did you want to see how she came to be? Like, did you want to see her dying in the middle of the ocean? Like, sure you do. So I played with that, in the first novel that I initially released it in 2016. I hated the cover because I was pretty much strong-armed into getting it from the previous company I was working with. And I wasn't happy with the actual editing, for the book. So after like 6 months, I spoke to my partner and we decided that, hey, let's bring it, let's take it off the shelves and let's just rework it. And that took me 3 years because life and shit happens, right? So we were able to re-release the book towards the end of 2019. So I was able to get the cover that I wanted, which was supposed to be the original cover. My dear friend Amy Hearn, who I've been writing with for the last 20 years, she was my mentor, and she actually got me to write the way that I'm writing now. So she is also an artist. So she did the book cover with her, floating in the water, surrounded by the darkness, and due to circumstances beyond our control, we couldn't use that back in 2016. So once I was able to get the editor who was actually for sci-fi and fantasy, I reached out to Amy. She said, Malachi used the cover that we wanted all along, and that's how we were able to do that. So after I released the book, Brian actually purchased it, and within the first few pages, he reached out to me and was like, hey, do you want to join Wingless Comics? So, inside I'm like, ah! But on the outside, I was like, you know what? I will consider your offer. Thank you, kind sir. But I already knew what I was going to do because no one else was asking me anyway. So, That's me.
Only
deciding.
because we didn't get there before Brian did.
That's true. That's true. And I was still very much, getting into the scene. But I want to say by January of 2020, we were able to get the first official like wingless her, costume. We had the pinup that is probably the most common one that you see. And then by the summer of 2020, we did our first Kickstarter, Justice number one. We had her number zero, in the back of the book. And in the last, I don't know, 2 years, we were able to do Nightfall and a few Justice issues. We just wrapped Immortalis, and we're closing out the year with the first Her Kickstarter. So it's been a wild, journey. I'm still grateful for every step that I've taken, and I'm grateful for the people who believed in the project from start to finish. I have a lot of amazing people who are rooting for the project, so I am in a good place.
I'm gonna have to figure out where I can squeeze $40 out of my wallet because I want those books. And I have heard nothing but fabulous things about the books, so I need to get the damn books so that I can read them. Otherwise, I gotta go to Lori's house and steal her copies, and that's kind of a long drive. So I gotta plan that shit out first. And it's I have no doubt that they're amazing books, but that is a really long drive just to steal some books. So
And
we're gonna have to do something else.
And if
Besides
you do
that.
agree to on the Kickstarter, I will autograph those novels before I send it out, so it'll be customized.
Yay, I'm down with that.
Oh, even better. There you go.
Okay, so Beth Cattleman is one of my dearest and oldest friends. She was actually the high school librarian for me. Like I met her when I was 14. I'm gonna be 40 next July, and she's been one of my biggest cheerleaders, one of my biggest supporters. She's like a mother to me, big sister. She's amazing, and she's great. So I'm glad that she was able to pop in.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So we put the link in the comments, and it's still there's not a ton of comments beneath those, so they should be pretty easy to find. So go check out this campaign because it's like I scrolled through it quickly, but it's a really fun one. So go look at it and throw some money at Malachi or Malachi.
Malachi.
I think Malachi might be my favorite.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, what?
Right? I'm gonna have to go rob somebody. I'm gonna go donate a shitload of blood so that I can get the books.
Okay,
Listen
so guys,
to Charles.
so we should thank Charles Gibson because for the Sundering campaign, I know the shit out of him. I'm like, Charles, I really want to be in the Sundering. He's like, what the fuck is the Sundering? I'm like, Charles, you don't need to know it. I just know that I need to have the NPC tier, and I need it. And he was like, well, Malachi, I can't make any promises. So I said, fine, it's cool. I gotta, I'll figure it out, or I'll just do it next time. And so he was like, Malachi, just pledge. So that made my entire month. So much love and hugs to you. I love you, Charles. Thank you for spoiling me.
Yes, Charles, thank you. I'm really excited because we're working on that, and the art's looking really
I
good.
didn't show him the sketch. Oh, but did I show him the sketch? I know I showed Malcolm the sketch. I'll show him the sketch. Yes, it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's still working on that, and we have our stats balancer guy making her amazing within the universe. I'm so excited to show you the whole thing when it's done. It's gonna be. I
cannot fucking wait. Like that made my year. Like this has been an amazing year. Creatively speaking. It's been glorious. So thank you, Lori, for giving me that opportunity.
Like people are gonna encounter her in the book. Yeah. Like they're gonna play D&D and they're gonna encounter her and they're gonna be on Roll20 and they're gonna I'm like,
right?
I'm so excited about it.
If I could ovulate right now, I would ovulate right now. But I don't have a uterus, so
So,
Or
and
you're
like,
immortal. If you're immortal, maybe you don't ovulate anymore. Let's bring it
yeah,
back.
we already had the discussion about like do superpowered
Yeah.
people do
Do they
number
see?
twos? So can you
Correct.
shit a kitten? I don't know.
Yeah. We have to
It's,
check
we're gonna have to discuss this before we decide what exactly bodily function you can have in
Yeah.
excitement. So well, we'll see. But if we ever get to the point where we actually get to have, like, if we ever get to have it's like nothing promised here, but if we ever get to have a D&D like one-off where we play the Sundering on stream or anything like that, like, we're definitely gonna have to have you on because
Oh,
you're,
yes.
I mean,
Please and thank you.
just gonna have to happen, right?
Yeah.
So but yeah, like, no promises, guys, no promises. That is
Let me know.
quite a bit off in the future just yet. We still gotta like publish the book and shit. We're gonna finish making the book.
It's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah, it's every day a little bit closer. So hopefully soon. So yeah. Like I said, go check out the comments, or like Mallory said, you can go to Kickstarter and use their search bar and type in Malachi and spell it correctly. Malachi.
Let's try.
Don't forget the CH, not a K, it's a CH. Not like the Children of the Corn, right?
No. Not even.
So yeah, for sure.
Over 6,000. Even
Yes,
if you've already
do
backed
it.
it, like if we all up our pledge by like $1 or $2, maybe we can do it.
Oh yeah, you would be way over 6,000 if everybody who pledged
Yes.
went $1 more.
You're just one backer shy of 150. It's like, I just need that one person. Like, do I need to strip down to my underwear to make it happen?
We'll all get naked. Let's
We'll
just,
all get naked.
we'll all do it. Come on.
Oh yeah. So so go do that and follow it, because it's like more stuff. Like, we all post more shit as as the campaign goes on. So like, there's going to be new stuff to see. Don't forget. And then speaking of Kickstarters, guess what we're doing tomorrow?
A Kickstarter.
We're gonna have a Kickstarter live stream launch party. For Medusa, the Medusa number 2, and there's gonna be shenanigans. So definitely join us for that. That's gonna be at 5 p.m., 4 p.m. for me because I'm in Central Time, 5 p.m. for Eastern Time. Do your own math on the rest of the time zones. That's very tiresome. And
Mike's on his way to be naked with us. Let's go, everybody.
nice.
We're getting naked to get Malachi to 6K. Come on.
Speaking of Mike being on his way, Mike, are we going to see your name in the running for the first backer award? Because that's still a thing. I kind of I like poking the various bears that try and fight for that first backer spot. So
They get really intense about that.
he says yes. So we'll see. And then, okay, so tomorrow, live stream launch party, that's at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then next week, we are going to have a pyromaniac on the show. Oh. His name is John, and he is, I met him once, right? I met him once. I think I did.
I thought you did. Yeah,
I met him once. Yeah, because I went to visit, and we had a whole thing, like, we were doing a cosplay, and he helped us with the cost with his 3D printer thing. It was fun. I met him. He's weird.
He's a teacher. He's a pyromaniac. He's a cosplayer. He's a maker. He just sent me a video last night that's like 10 minutes long of him shocking himself with Tesla coils to test them, like to see.
Yeah, he must be a big fan of Electro Boom's channel too, right? Because I'm gonna ask him that. I gotta remember to ask him if he is a fan of Electro Boom, because that is exactly like, I was watching it and I was like, I'm getting hard Electro Boom feels from this video here. What the hell? So, but we're gonna talk to him about pyromania and cosplay making stuff for cosplays, the 3D printing stuff because he's big into that, making ukuleles shoot fire because that's a thing too. So
yes, he has instruments that shoot fire. I'm hoping he actually he shows up live from like his lab, because he has like a Thor hammer prototype, and he wants to hook up the Thor hammer to a Tesla coil so like it shoots lightning while it plays music.
Wow.
Like
Jesus
it
Christ.
should be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I too am a maker. His ambition far exceeds mine. I wish that
It's
and like
gonna be fun.
and I'm like, see, okay, so I can build the stuff, but I am terrified of working with the electricity. So I would never. I can do this. I can make it pretty, but like if you want to make it actually do stuff, then I'll just send it to him because I don't do electricity. We don't do that here. Because I've been shocked before, and I don't like it. And I'm not going to touch his fucking Tesla coils and record a video about it. That's how much I dislike it. Didn't enjoy it at all. I grew up on a farm, and we had electric fences, and, you know, it's a thing. So anyway, we're going to do that next week. But before that, Kickstarter live stream launch party. So join us for both, right?
There's gonna be costumes. There's gonna be antics.
It's going to be probably, like, are we giving shit away? We usually give shit away. We're going to give shit away.
Free shit.
All kinds of shit. So much shit.
$3.99.
And go back her right now,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Guys,
Do the
Why
thing.
haven't you?
just do it.
Yeah. I haven't because I don't want I would take the distraction, the focus off here, and I gotta
Well,
you
that's
know,
the good thing
it's-
about it. We still have 3 weeks, so no
Yeah.
pressure.
I mean, yeah, there's tons of time. I just haven't done it yet because I need something like actually doing a live stream with the creators in order to remind me to do that. I always want to, but I have the memory thing. It's not good. So, anyway, thank you, Malachi, for coming and talking to us about a broad array of things, but also about her, because we actually did talk about that a little.
Yeah,
So,
we did. Besides
so
that.
thank you. Pleasure having you. You're welcome back anytime.
Thanks for
and
having me.
Thank you all who joined us to watch. And we're supposed to tell you, because I forgot to tell this the last few times, like we're on the Agents of Geekdom network here now. So we are on like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all those podcast places where you get your podcasts. I think we're on all of them now. Like but we're supposed to tell you that. So we're that's the thing. And yeah. So have a great evening and join us tomorrow for Medusa stuff. And that's it, right? We're good? We're done?
Thank you, guys.
I think we are. So have a good night. Bye.
Bye, people.